Howdy folks, Timber Drifter here. This is, I'm going to answer the 6 questions for Padre Piper's 6th month, 6th question challenge. I don't know why that's so difficult for me to say. Several people have called me out on it. It's pine pollen season right now, so I'm going to try not to break out into a sneezing fit here. Yeah, so I'm enjoying Savinelli pot. Nothing fancy. With some Robert McConnell Red Virginia. I'm going to talk about that after I answer the questions. So the first question, a blend so horrible you'll never smoke it again. Paladin Black Cherry. And I've answered some of these questions even recently in these VRs, but I'm going to answer them again or answer them differently. So number 2, 2 blends that you would be okay with if they were the only blends, or Desert Island blends. Reaver Plug and Capstan Gold Navy Cut. Number 3, 3 blends you've never had, or that you have had but are no more. McClellan Bombay Court, an old favorite of mine. I'd love to have it again. Fresh, not possible. The original Capstan. I'd love to have a 10 of Capstan from the 30s, fresh. And the third one is not so much a blend as it is a strain. I'd like to have I'd like to try that first crop that when John Rolfe brought back the strain that he called Orinoco to Jamestown in 1611. I'd like to try that first crop that came from the seed that he brought back from the Orinoco River Valley, supposedly. That later, 200 years later became what we call Virginia. I'd like to try that at the time and the place. Number 4, 4 pipe smokers, dead or alive, that you'd love to have a bowl with. I've watched a number of these videos, and I'm glad to see people mentioning Alan Kerslake and Old Pipe Pops. I think I found Old Pipe Pops probably right before he died. I think I watched maybe his last 2 videos before he died. And I'd watched through the rest of them at some point. And Alan Kerslake, I think I found him after he was already dead and watched many of his videos without realizing it, but maybe not. I don't know. But it's nice to hear people talking about those guys. But I bring them up because it's nice to hear about them. I'm not including them in there, but 4 pipe smokers, dead or alive, that you'd like to have a bowl with. So I'm going to say Matches 860, obviously. Graham Chapman of Monty Python fame. Alan Watts. I suppose you'd call a philosopher. He's been dead for some time, and I'd like to question him. Cut the crap, Al. Tell me what you think now that you've been dead for a while. Number 4 would be Doug Owen, guy that's been in the industry a long time, wealth of knowledge about pipes and tobacco and how they relate to history and current times. Owner of a shop in, I've heard Tom say it so many times, Paulsbo, Washington, cargo hold. Interesting guy. I'm sure we'd have a great smoke and a long conversation, I would imagine. Number 5 pipe smokers you'd recommend to a newbie. Well, I watched Padre's video, and I think what he means more is along the lines of to learn how to smoke, maybe. But I don't watch those kinds of videos typically. So I wouldn't know who to recommend to a newbie. If you're a newbie, you should go out and just watch a bunch of stuff and find out for yourself. But I think you could learn a lot by watching, not learn, not that they're teaching you, but learn by watching how to make a good video as well as how to smoke. Careful watching one of these guys though. But Beans316, Brian Dorn, he does tobacco reviews. He talks about other stuff. Good guy to watch. Matches860, he's the one I tell you to be careful about. If you're learning to smoke from watching Matches860, you should slow down. NW Pipe Smoker, good one. Uncle Phil's Cellar, and Cane Rod Piper. Number 6, 6 YTPC presenters you'd call out. I'm not calling out anyone. I have no idea at this point who's done these videos, who's already been called out, who I would call out anyway. So call yourself out. If you haven't been called out and you want to do one of these videos, consider yourself nominated. Six minutes, 30 seconds. All right. That ends that section of the video. Now we're going to talk about Robert McConnell, the original Red Virginia pipe tobacco. I can almost talk with a pipe in my mouth, almost. I ordered this because I've been ordering a lot of blends that I never got around to trying. This is one on the list. There were some other McConnell tobaccos that I was wanting to stock up on, but they were not in stock. So I ordered 2 tens of this. I didn't really know much about it. I read somewhere that it's flavored with chocolate, and when I first opened the 10, was it 2-3 weeks ago or more now? About halfway through it. It did not smell like chocolate to me, it smelled like berries. And that smell was dissipated. And I suppose I could see, now it does kind of have a, I guess I could say it has a milk chocolate kind of a scent to it. But as Jay Mouton brought up in the comment section, it also kind of smells like the Play-Doh we used in grade school. Like the school Play-Doh, not the, whoever made that stuff that came in little plastic tins, not that stuff so much, but the stuff they had at school. It does kind of smell like that. It also kind of smells like baking spices a little bit somehow. But I think that's the that's actually the tobacco, not flavoring. It smells great, by the way. I love the smell of it. I actually enjoy the taste of it also. It is a rubbed out flake, which I'm sure you won't be able to see. Oh, maybe. It's almost ribbon cut in some spots, and it's kind of fluffy. But it is a thin, rubbed out flake. Smells good, tastes good, but I won't be buying it again. I keep trying these Red Virginia blends, and I do like some blends with Red Virginia in them. But this is another one that, I wouldn't say that it burns my tongue, but it leaves my palate feeling very rough. I enjoy it while I'm smoking it, but by the end of that, I'm pretty much done smoking for the day once I've had a bowl of this, or at least for the next 4 or 5 hours. I'm trying it today in this pot because this is the be the first time I'm trying it in more of a wide, shallow bowl. Although I guess I've smoked it in a Prince, which is even shallower than this, and it smoked very hot in that. Like I say, I enjoy it, but won't be buying it again. Also, Red Virginia has a flavor that once it gets just a little bit too hot, like it did just there for a second, and it's gone again. But I can best describe that flavor as being off-putting. It tastes to me like the smell of burning electronics. As long as I keep it cool, I don't get that. But I find that across the board with Red Virginia blends. So yeah, I like it. I won't be buying it again. Well, I'll take care. Looks like we got thunderstorms coming in. Got that haze to it. And it's hot out, but there's a cool breeze blowing. Well, I'll get outside. Take care.